fan.
And I welcome you today to CSC Talk Radio. It's my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be here with you today. I'm going to announce that on December, not November, that's past, December 28th, coming right up here, CSC Talk Radio will celebrate 2,000 shows. It'll be our 2,000th show. And, it's been a long haul. You know that I own the show and in more ways than one. And it's exciting to share this day and this hour with you every day. CSC Talk Radio is the voice of rural America. I do believe that with all my heart, and the forgotten Americans. And we were that way long before it became, what's the old country song, before it was cool. We were that way before it was cool. We're available live every day, weekday mornings, right here from 10:06 to 11. You can listen on the local station, and many of you are listening on KFAL here in Fulton, Missouri. Or you can go to the website and look up the station list there, and we're on internet stations as well, internet networks and shortwave radio. So if you miss a show, too, you can always listen again because we have it podcast and we have it 24-hour streaming. We've been in broadcast now. I cannot believe this. If you'd asked me 30 years ago what I was going to do with my life, this would have been the last thing I would have ever said. But it's been over 25 years now that I've been in broadcasting, counting the time I was with Derry Brownfield, and I'm delighted to be here with you. It is something I really enjoy, and I'm hoping that we are making a difference, at least in our world, in rural America, and hopefully stretching those arms out as a mother hen would do to all America so we can all continue to enjoy freedoms and liberties. So 2000th show, be sure to join me. It just happens to be landing on one of our Fridays. 2000 shows, December 28th. Well, we have the American dream. An ideal we used to all think was special, unique, freedom. On one hand, we're told that America is evil, selfish nation. And on the other hand, we're told we must let all thousands upon thousands of illegal immigrants into our nation. No questions asked. And if we don't, the illegal aliens themselves, are now going to demand we pay them, we the people, pay them. Because it ain't Trump's money. So this slap, although they're blaming President Donald Trump, is really at the American people. $50,000 a head. And then they'll go away. They'll go back home if you pay them $50,000. Isn't that called extortion? So the Democrats, lack of common sense, and the rhinos getting their big bucks from Chamber of Commerce and other lobbyings for labor, cheap labor, they've created an American nightmare. Not just at the border, but in the morals of this nation. The left socialists are so evil now that they will accuse the president of mishandling campaign funds while ignoring the campaign finance, and they think he ignored the campaign finance rules, but they have a slush fund, which is tax dollars from you, the American people, that they use to quiet those that they have sexually harassed or abused in their own offices. What about that slush fund? But that's your money. That's we the people's money, my friends. And I suppose Nancy Pelosi, with her high moral standards, is okay with the American people paying off the immigrants. After all, we pay them welfare and health care once they get here illegally. And you and I can't even expect such for our own lives. The Dems, the left, the womanizers, yes, I said it, womanizers, that's what they are. They're just pimping these women. And you need to know that, you females out there that are listening. They're not worried about women's rights. But now they want to try and pass a ruling or legislation, I don't know exactly what they're calling it, to make abortion a human right. What about the little human they're killing? Are you kidding me? If their morals get any higher, we'll all be euthanized and destroyed. I mean, if you read Margaret Sanger's doctrines, if you're crippled, you cost society. If you're getting too old, you're costing the government or society. then it's best you die. If you have too big a family, it's best some of those children die. That's Margaret Sanger, Hillary Clinton's hero. That's Nancy Pelosi's morals. But hey, don't quarantine an illegal immigrant child in a so-called cage for their own protection. No, that's just cruel. Maybe, according to the left's human rights, they should be aborted after all soon, after all, discussing if that's what their particular life is worth the cost. When do you make that decision? This nation has truly lost its way. You need to understand this is not just politics. This is out and out evil. An entire nation turning away from God. I think you know this. Deep inside, you have to know that killing an unborn child isn't the moral thing or the humanitarian thing to do. While seeing children in cages isn't a sight we enjoy, it is and was for protection, not for punishment. Like when I sent my children, one of my boys, to their room and told them they couldn't come out till they changed their attitude and apologized. I know, I was a mean mommy. We do have a guest today. It's Dennis Ball. He's been on the show before. He listens regularly and occasionally he calls in. He's just one man who wants to make a difference, to wake up America and bring America home. And we welcome Dennis Ball. Dennis, how are you doing today? Dennis? Have we lost Dennis?
No, hold on a second.
All right, we're going to hang on here a second. We're having a little difficulty.
All right, try.
There we go. Dennis, are you with us now?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? That's a commercial, Can you hear me now? Did you get to hear the monologue?
I did. It was very good. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. I just I took advantage of you today. I knew you wouldn't mind if I hit on some of the current events today, and there's a whole bunch of them, and I've had to be quiet all week as far as what I wanted to talk about. So I'm taking advantage of you, Dennis, because I know you kind of have the same ideas as I. But don't you think they've turned the American dream into an American nightmare right now?
Oh, I think we're in a crisis, big time, and I believe you said you were broadcasting from Fulton, Missouri. That's where Winston Churchill made his speech.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, and I think it's appropriate. We're talking about this because this is no good. It's just no good, Beth Ann. And I just see here a total breakdown of our culture from once we were blessed from our parents and our heritage, our forefathers, to be able to have and to hold the family structure together with property rights and liquidity and financial support and family values that transcends time based on our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, and all of that which is good, decent, and honorable.
Yeah, and I hear music. We're headed into our first break. I think we have fallen away from God. That's a big part of it. And, well, it is the main thing, really, basically. But this turning around of morals in this nation, Pelosi said it goes against her morals to build a wall and protect the border. That's just immoral. And I'm trying to think, what's immoral about that? And they made a big deal out of the children being in the cages, which was for protection. It's not a sight we'd like to see. It surely could have been done different. But there's some other reasons, too. And we've got quite a bit to talk about, Dennis, when you return. 877-895-5410 is the number to call. And Dennis and Beth Ann will be right back.